Live, this is Good Morning Texas.
Good morning, Texas. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. I'm Erin Hunter. We have got a jam-packed show for you as always. We are actually taking you outdoors this morning to share some water safety tips for the entire family. We know summer is quickly approaching, and now with everybody out of school, it basically feels like summer. So we know you're headed to the pool, into the lake, and we want to make sure that you have all the safety tips you need so you can go out there and have a good time. Now, we're also continuing to celebrate AAPI month, so we're stepping into the GMT kitchen with the owners of Zap Kitchen to hear what inspired them to share their Lao culture and cuisine with us North Texans. Plus, Jubilee Theater has a new show, and they're here to tell us all about it. Such a jam-packed show, like I said. Don't touch that remote. Put it down. Hang out with us. It's going to be a good one indeed. Let's pop over to the Weather Center, see what's going on outside. It drizzled a little on my way in this morning, but who knows what the afternoon will bring. Hello, Greg.
Hello there, Aaron. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Well, we have a little more than drizzle coming down in some locations here this morning, especially east of Dallas, getting out into Kaufman County. So we do want to focus in on that area, starting off with the radar, where we do have some heavier rain coming down in Kaufman County. That's stretching up toward Rockwall there and getting into Rockwall County around Heath as well, as we are looking at some heavier rain, a little cluster of heavier showers and some embedded thunderstorms in that area there right now. So that's what we're going to be dealing with, some flooding perhaps in some locations there as we zoom in on that area. From Kaufman, we do have that flood advisory until 11 o'clock. You see the green box there around that area in Kaufman County. So Scurry, you're picking up some heavy rain on either side of US 175. Could see some ponding at the very least and some of the small stream flooding there as well. So we will see those showers, that cluster kind of drifting slowly to the north and northwest over toward Heath, up toward Rockwall, looking at some heavier rain out along I-30. So again, in these areas, beware of some heavy rain out there. This is what we're dealing with, some isolated thunderstorms and maybe some high water that we're going to be dealing with. Rainfall rates maybe 1 to 2 inches per hour in those locations. So that's where we do have that heavy cluster of showers and storms. Areas a little farther west, not picking up much in the way of rain. Some light rain up along the Red River we've been dealing with. So still plenty of wet roads out there for you as we go through the morning, and the chance for the showers and storms will be sticking around through the morning on into the afternoon. Let's take you out to our Trend Tower camera in Rockwall. You see the visibility is reduced there with that heavier rain coming down right now. 69 degrees right along I-30. Folks moving along quite a bit slower out there for you right now. And you see coming back over to Fair Park, 70 degrees right now. Light rain coming down in downtown Dallas. So as we go through the afternoon hours here for today, the showers and storms do taper off. So it should be drier for that drive home here this afternoon. And we'll see those daytime highs somewhere in the lower 80s. Now, the rain and storm changes do stick around through the end of the week on into the upcoming weekend. So we'll talk more about that later in the show. But now, Aaron, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Greg, for keeping us up to date. Summer doesn't officially start until June 21st, but with the kids out of school, it feels like summer has already arrived, and that means it's time to hit the lake or the pool. However, according to the CDC, drowning is the leading cause of death for children ages 4 and under. So Paige is live at Joe Pool Lake this morning with important summer safety reminders that we all need to be paying attention to. Good morning to you, Paige.
Good morning to you and good morning, Texas. Yes, we were supposed to be on a boat today, but one of the safety tips that you always have to keep in mind before you take a boat out is consider the weather. The statistics are alarming. 352. That's the average number of drowning deaths in the state of Texas alone. 50 to 60 in North Texas. And somebody that's here to help us prevent these deaths is Chief Battalion Officer. This is Joe Harvey to tell us more. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You say it starts and ends with the life vest.
It does.
That's so important. Talk to me about the life vest, why that is so essential when you're boating, and what types of life vests we need to be looking for.
Sure. A Coast Guard approved life vest will save your life. It is the single most important thing you can do is make sure that yourself and others are wearing a life vest.
And how you can tell if it's a Coast Guard approved life vest is right here. It'll say it on these flotation devices. You really need to pay attention to that and check that out before you purchase one so that you make sure that it is suitable for boating.
Correct.
These are some major issues that we have to be concerned about because all of these deaths, these 352 that are in Texas, every single one of them are preventable. Tell me about what are some of the biggest safety risks that you see out there on the lakes?
People, even confident swimmers, can be injured or be drowned in the lake. by not wearing a safety vest. So that is truly the most important thing.
All right. You also say there are some simple steps that we can take to help us get prepared before we take that boat out this summer. What are some of those steps?
Well, like you said this morning, being weather wise. The weather changes here in North Texas very quickly, and bad weather can certainly cause a lot of problems on the lake. Alcohol and boating don't mix, so that's not a great idea. Yeah, so that's really the two big things.
Those are the two big things. You definitely want to stay sober, and also, as we mentioned before, and we'll be mentioning again, life vests are so key. But let's also talk about something. Right now, the temperatures are pretty cool, but boy, the summer heat is going to happen.
Yes.
That dial is going to go up and up and up. Heat risks are a major association to major hazards out on the water. What are some things we need to kind of keep in mind when it comes to preparing ourselves for these high temperatures that are going to be happening as they do every year?
Yeah, so it's Texas, so 110 degrees is not uncommon, right? We have to stay hydrated. We have to limit our time in the sun. Take breaks, go into the shade. If you feel yourself not feeling well, pay attention to that and take a break. Let somebody know you're not feeling well. And the last thing you need to do is get in the water if you're not feeling well.
What about signs? If you see somebody in your boat or in your group that you think might not be right, what are some signs that we should pay attention to if they're exhibiting behaviors that could potentially reflect heat exhaustion?
Sure. Well, like the name says, exhaustion. If somebody appears overly tired, if they're sweating excessively, if they have a headache, or if they're dizzy, or just not quite right, those are signs to pay attention to.
All right, we also have some information. I'm going to have them put it up on the screen, this graphic that we have here. Life vest is number one, but there are also some things that I want to talk about. You mentioned swim sober. Even buzzed boating is still boating under the influence.
That's correct, and unsafe, right?
All right, and also you say to never dive head first. That's an inclination we want to show off on our boat, but that can also potentially cause head injuries.
Head injuries, cervical injuries, absolutely. Most of the water here in North Texas is dark and you can't see the bottom. So.
The graphic also says to make sure that activity is supervised. Do you think that it's important that you have somebody that's kind of on point and prepared to be that person, that beacon that's looking out for those that are in the water?
Absolutely, especially with children. You know, that's one of the most important things we can do as parents is watch our children.
Alcohol influences this, but fatigue is a big part of it as well. Fatigue has to be an issue too.
Yes, absolutely. Fatigue, heat emergencies, yes.
All right. Finally, also avoid hazardous areas. One of the things that Joe Pool Lake does have is it has markers out there to notify, pay attention so that your boat doesn't get grounded or you hit a tree. Those fluctuations in water levels can really be a problem.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to obstacles in the water for sure.
These are great tips. These are something that you need to keep in mind before you take to the water. Coming out here to Joe Pool Lake, they have some resources, and in fact, we're going to be talking about those resources and coming up a little later in the show, in addition to talking about pool safety. All right, thank you so much for this important information. Next time, hopefully, we'll be on the boat. But for
My
now,
pleasure.
I'll send it back to you, Aaron.
A new USA Today bestseller says your brain may be far more powerful and trainable than you actually think. And the invincible brain neurologist and neuroscientist, Dr. Majid Fatoui, he shares his simple science-backed ways to boost focus, improve memory, and protect long-term brain health. Today, he joins me to share so much more. Hello to you.
Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me to be on your show.
So glad to have you indeed. So many people worry about memory loss and cognitive decline. And so as we get older, it's scary. What inspired you to want to write about our brain and give us the knowledge that we need?
Yes, based on my experience at Hopkins and Harvard, about 15 years ago, I developed a 12-week brain fitness program to help older adults improve their memory. And it actually worked really well. More than 80% of our patients improved. So I decided this was too good to be true and be available only for people in the Baltimore, Washington area. And I decided to write a book and give all the details to everyone.
Yes, indeed. Well, the book actually starts out with a hopeful message that the brain can actually improve with age. And I think a lot of us need to hear that. Why was that important to you to start with that?
This is the part of my job I love the most. I had so many older adults coming to me convinced they had Alzheimer's disease. And after I reviewed the medical issues and we helped them improve their memory through our 5 pillars of brain health, they all got better. Well, 80% of them got significantly better. And I love that. The misconception that as you get older, everything is downhill needs to stop. You really can improve your brain at any age.
The idea of brain reserve is a big part of your book, actually. What does it mean, though?
You can think of brain reserve like a retirement fund for your brain. There are many ways you can increase the number of neurons and synapses in your brain and have a richer brain. There are 5 ways you can increase your brain reserve: exercise, sleep, nutrition, stress reduction, and brain training. And when you do create a bigger brain reserve, your brain becomes resilient against the effects of Alzheimer's disease. In other words, you can have some footprints of Alzheimer's disease in your brain and have no symptoms if you have high brain reserve.
The 5 pillars of brain health are central to your program. Which one surprises people the most, do you think?
Sleep. Most people think sleep is a passive process. But indeed, during sleep, your brain goes through a rinsing and cleaning process. If you don't get enough sleep, it's like not taking the trash out from your home every week.
The book says lifestyle changes may help slow or even reverse mild cognitive decline. And so how significant is that in the grand scheme of things?
I think that's the most important public health issue of our time. We need to educate the public that lifestyle interventions are simple but powerful. When you exercise more, sleep better, eat better, reduce your stress, and you challenge your brain, you create bigger brain reserve and you can stay sharp. You don't have to decline. And if you decline, you can only decline by 3 to 5%, not 50 to 80%.
Wow. Okay, sleep, stress, nutrition, and exercise, they all play a role in our brain health. Which one do you think has the biggest impact?
Exercise by far is the most powerful thing for your brain. When you exercise, you increase the number of neurons in your brain, you increase the number of synapses, you increase the number of blood vessels, your brain areas for memory actually become bigger. So the best insurance plan against cognitive decline with aging is exercise.
Yes, indeed. What's one misconception about Alzheimer's or dementia that you hope this book actually clears up?
What we have found in my research and also in the recent research presented at Alzheimer's Association is that even if you have early stages of Alzheimer's disease, if you incorporate these 5 pillars of brain health, you can slow and even reverse some of the decline. So even if you reach the point of having early stages of Alzheimer's disease, there are things you could do to reverse the effects in your brain.
I love how much positive information you're bringing to the table, as well as the reality of the facts. I think it makes it more digestible for everyone who may be going through this situation. So if someone wants to start improving their brain health today, what's the first thing you recommend? Exercise?
Well, the more important than exercise is your mindset. You have to accept and give yourself the narrative that just because I'm getting older, I'm going to decline. That's wrong. Put that away. Tell yourself, I'm going to improve my memory. I'm going to stay sharp way into my 70s and 80s. And that, to me, is the most important thing. Because once you believe you can do it, then you will do it.
Exactly. Remind us how we can get the book so we can get the exact details.
The book is available everywhere books are sold. I also have developed a free app, an online course with the same name as my book, The Invincible Brain. Through these free apps and online course, you can get a lot of details for free. And also have Instagram, LinkedIn, and my website is drfatuhi.com.
Very, very good. Thank you so much, Doctor, for being with us.
My pleasure.
May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and today we're celebrating culture, family, and flavor with the brothers behind Zap Kitchen, who are introducing to Laotian cuisine to us North Texans. So meet Kevin and Tony Singharaj, here to tell us so much more about their rich culture and to show us how to make a tasty dish this morning. Good morning and welcome to you guys.
Thank you, Erin.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, so glad to have you. So Kevin, I'm coming to you first. Can you tell us the meaning of the word Zap and what inspired you guys to want to start a family kitchen?
Zap, plain and simple, it just means delicious in our language. So that's just one way. Zap obviously has like the catchy bug zap, but overall it just means delicious and
You know what? But you're speaking life into your food. It's going to be delicious when
Yes.
you come in and sit down and you're going to get a good meal indeed. Your family actually migrated to the United States after the Vietnam War. And so if you could, can you tell us a little bit about your family and how it shaped both who you guys are, but also your approach to food and hospitality overall?
Well, I think, migrating here as refugees, it's given us the hardworking work ethics and the motivation to strive for success.
Yeah.
And of course, with, food is where all of us come together, and that's where we share stories and celebrate. So I think it's a good way to come together.
Exactly, and to connect. You're right, that's the whole meaning of food. And a lot of people are familiar with either Thai or Vietnamese food, but not necessarily Lao cuisine. And so I would love if you guys could describe to someone who's never had it before, or maybe trying it for the first time, what they can find, those little aspects in each dish that really stick out.
The easiest way for me to explain Lao food is it's a third world country. Everybody's pretty much a farmer. We grow everything from fresh herbs, or we farm our cows, our chickens, and stuff like that. So it's just simple, honest cooking.
But fresh ingredients
Yeah,
is
fresh
what
ingredients,
I
fresh
hear.
flavors.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you have some ingredients here with us today. Tell us what we're making.
Today we're going to be making a nam khao. It's a Lao crispy rice salad. It's a fresh steamed rice, red curry.
And we go.
This is shaved coconut.
Yum. Okay.
Salt and sugar.
Love. So it's kind of like a sweet and savory type of situation as
Yeah,
well.
so it's like I said, they don't have too much of abundance of ingredients, so they try to make everything as flavorful as possible. These are shallots.
Nice. I love a shallot. I love shallots more than I love onions.
All right, and it's just simple. We just take
Give her a toss.
Yeah, give her a toss and just try to season and coat all the rice grains.
Beautiful. I love how that paste is giving that nice red color too. Beauty. Okay, now after you toss that, then tell me, where do we go from there? Because I know you said you start making them into little balls.
Yeah, so what we do is we get about a handful of rice, and then we just make little pucks, like so.
Wow. Can I ask, what's one ingredient do you think that is a staple in Laotian cuisine?
I would say sticky rice.
So rice. Rice is in literally
rice,
everything.
correct. I don't want to, like I said, once again, it's third world. You stretch everything out.
You make it work.
You make it work.
It's pretty much eaten with every meal. Sticky rice.
I love that. That's awesome. Okay, very good. Now, that's our ball. That's the product, what it looks like before we actually put it in the deep fryer. Tell me about the deep fryer, though. How long do we leave it in? At what temperature?
Temperature 350. You want to fry it for about 3 to 4 minutes. Wait until it's like golden brown and delicious.
Wow.
You're going to want to take it out and then just let it cool down for a little bit before mixing with all the fresh herbs and other ingredients.
So good. And you said you kind of make it, it's almost like a taco situation.
Lettuce wrap? Yeah.
Yeah, lettuce wrap. A lettuce
sure.
wrap. Tell me a little bit about how you go about making that. And then while you're doing that, I would love if you could tell us a little bit about the locations, because you guys have multiple. And there's other popular items on the menu.
Yes, currently, Erin, we have 10 locations throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Most of our stores are in the Dallas area. I think we have, 7? And we have 3 on the other side of town.
Nice. Okay, so you guys are all over. You're close to someone wherever they are.
Yes.
Any favorites on the menu that people have to look out for when they do go?
I think our top seller is going to be our pad thai.
Ooh, yeah.
Everybody's familiar with that.
Yep.
But I would encourage people to try our Laotian dishes as well. Of course, one of the most popular dishes is the nam khao. And we also have
Is this your favorite?
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah? What's your favorite, though?
My favorite would have to be, I would say, the drunken noodles.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
I like the
it's a
sound
little
of it.
bit of spiciness, salty. It's just a little balance of umami.
You know what? It sounds like maybe that's what you have after a good night out. It
Exactly.
sounds like it's heavy
Exactly.
on the grease. I love it. Okay, very good. You've actually broken down our fried balls, and now, here we go. We're going to add in some herbs and some freshness to it.
Correct. Actually, we're going to season it first. This is a lime fish sauce vinaigrette, lime, sugar, and fish sauce.
I love how, like you said, everything is super simple, but everything is so extensive. Everything is well thought out when it comes to the ingredients.
And then this is cured pork. It's a Lao ham. It's
Like a ham.
Yeah, it's like pretty much ham with shredded pork. We add that.
Very good.
All right. Fresh cilantro.
I love how everything is just coming together, and it's going to be so colorful. A little bit of green onion. And then what do we have? Cashews?
Roasted peanuts.
Ooh, okay, I was close.
Yeah, more texture and richness. All right.
What does it mean to you guys to be able to bring your culture, your food to everyone out here in North Texas? Because obviously we don't get a ton of exposure to this type of food. So what does it mean to you guys, especially during this month?
Well, I'm definitely proud to, be given the opportunity to showcase Lao cuisine and some of the food that we grew up eating, and share some of our Laotian culture during the AAPI Heritage Month.
So good. We're plating it up. It looks absolutely stunning. We're going to get one final look at this. And if you could, tell us where we can find you for all of the things when it comes to Zap.
On our website, we also have Instagram and Facebook. Just follow us on our social media platforms.
You guys. Look at that. Absolutely stunning and colorful. Like I said, it was going to be. Thank you guys so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And like he just said, you guys, you can go to zapkitchen.com, but they have plenty of locations all over, so you're going to find one near you for sure. Get your tickets now. Up next, the Jubilee Theater reveals why their new play, Sassy Mamas, is one that you don't want to miss. And a little later, Paige takes us back out onto Joe Pool Lake for another water safety lesson. You don't want to miss that. Keep it here. GMT is back in just 2 minutes. The Jubilee Theater is serving up so much sass in their latest production that it's actually approved for mature audiences only. Leave the kids at home, baby. The show is called Sassy Mamas, and it opens up this weekend. And both Diwan Bowie Richardson and Davian Jackson are here to share so much more. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
So glad to have you. So good to see you as always. So tell me, what is Sassy Mamas all about, and why has the story resonated with audiences, do you think?
I love it. Thank you. Yes, leave the children at home.
Leave them
This is
at
the
home.
summer of love at Jubilee Theater.
It's a date night.
Come on, that's what this show is all about.
Absolutely.
And so Sassy Mamas, it is a beautiful comedy by local playwright Celeste B. Walker, who's well known here in Texas. And it is the story of 3 older women who are pursuing life, laugh, and love with younger men. And what does that mean for them to pursue these younger men in this generation?
Come on, Cougars. I like it. Let's
Well, now they've
rename-
renamed it, so Cougars are younger now. So now they're Panthers. So
Panthers.
come on,
I like it.
so come on
Do
out.
it.
Yeah.
We're renaming them. Davian, this is your first, or your directorial debut, I guess I should say. And so what surprised you the most about actually leading the show, leading the production?
So I usually lead the production from on stage as actor and things of that nature. However, this time everything is on me. The integrity of the words that are on the script and things of that nature, it's on me to make sure my actors are comfortable, make sure my designers are comfortable with everything. And I didn't realize how many decisions I had to make.
It's a learning space.
It is a lot of decisions you have to make, but it's amazing. The process has been amazing. The cast is amazing. One Boy has been great. My design team is full of women that helps me, keeps me on task. So I love my whole team. Kayla, my assistant director, my SM, and my costumer is actually my sister. So it's just been a great.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair. It's been a great time, and but surprised me most is the decisions I had to make in a short amount of time.
Well, you know what? You got a great mentor here who can also keep you on track. Sounds like you have a fabulous team. But yeah, it'd be rough when your shoulders get heavy and you realize everything is very much on you.
For sure.
But you said the cast has incredible chemistry.
Yes.
Tell me how that bond kind of came about.
I think the first the chemistry came when we did the callbacks for the audition. So you have to do a callback from an audition, and I think I casted very well. And casted the types together, and then we just did character work. We do a lot of we'll do like blocking and things of that nature during rehearsal. However, we'll sit down and say, hey, what's your character like? What do they do? what's not on the
Getting
script.
that backstory
Exactly.
of who the character
Absolutely.
is beyond just the words in the script.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. Okay.
So we did a lot of character work throughout this process, and I feel like that helped our chemistry just blend a lot more.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, it blends comedy and heart and music all together. So what do you think? Because we talked about leaving the children at home.
Yes,
and so what makes this the perfect production for the lovers out there?
I think it's just a conversation for people to have.
Yeah.
This is something that somebody can come watch. Not only just laugh, they can actually leave with something that's impactful to their lives. And have a conversation with their girls, or have a conversation with their spouse, or have a conversation with whoever of how they're feeling, or somebody come in there and, oh, that's me, or that's my granny, or that's my mom, or that's my auntie, and feeling seen in that moment. So that's what I think this show is perfect for.
Relatability.
It's also that notion of you are never too old to find love,
Absolutely.
Come on now.
to know love, and to have somebody see the authentic you.
Absolutely.
So it's a great opportunity. You will laugh, you will cry, you will have a good time, and hopefully leave the room with some new conversation.
Come
to be able
on,
to have.
there you go.
Yes.
I love it. Well, Jubilee Theater has become such an important cultural institution in North Texas, so this sounds like it's going to be a fabulous production indeed to add to the long list of fabulous things that you guys do. Who, what, when, where, why, all the things when it comes to tickets. Not why, we know why. It's for the lovers.
506 Main Street, right there in the heart of Sundance Square. Come on down, let's have a beautiful, beautiful time. It is Jubilee Theater, beginning May 28th to June 29th. So come on out, let's have a good
Said that
time.
backwards. May 29th.
No, May
to June
29th to June 28th. We're going to get it. We're
Come
going to get
on
it
out,
right.
let's have a good time.
Thank you guys for being here this
Thank you.
morning. We
Thank you for having
appreciate
me.
you guys. Make sure you get your tickets.
Please.
Just like the Jubilee Theater, Mount Gilead Baptist Church calls downtown Fort Worth home. And for 150 years, the church has been a cornerstone of this city. But with its final service fast approaching, Scoop Jefferson shows us what's being planned for the emotional goodbye. Take a look.
I've been a member at Mount Gilead Missionary Baptist Church since 1994.
Virginia Collins and her daughter Savannah are longtime members of the oldest black church in Fort Worth.
I just came there to visit with my dad, and because I told him I just didn't remember going to church with him. I always enjoyed when we had like new visitors. I was able to show them like my church.
After more than 150 years, Mount Gilead Baptist Church pastor Lorenzo Jones just announced its final service. The historic church at 5th and Grove Streets downtown went up for sale last year, following years of deterioration, expensive repairs, and a dwindling congregation.
The building has so many memories.
Memories that just didn't outweigh a tough and emotional decision to start a new chapter for Mount Gilead.
All the amazing moments that have happened there. The fact that I was able to raise my daughter in that building.
The selling of the church, I feel like, is letting go of our past.
That past includes events like this church Easter egg hunt, their first baking contest, graduation recognitions, and the youth dance ministry, all built on church history.
Provided people with skills to get a job. It provided people with an area of safety for socialism.
Another reason Pastor Jones says everyone is invited to the May 31st final service.
We would appreciate if everyone could come and join us.
Pastor Jones told me between now and the final sale, they're looking for a new place to worship. In downtown Fort Worth, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
Live, this is Good Morning Texas.
I think we've seen rain sprinkled throughout our days for the last month or so, maybe?
Yeah, we've had that.
No stop either.
Yes, it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Those chances
No
will be
stop, no
sticking
time
around.
soon.
It's coming down pretty heavy in the portions of the area here right now. That the area I talked about earlier at the top of the show has been upgraded to a flash flood warning now, and we are looking at portions of Dallas, Kaufman, and Rockwall counties. This goes until 12:30. So we do have that circulation there, a little area of low pressure kind of sitting over this area, and you can see these showers and storms drifting slowly to the west here. So from Rockwall all the way down to Kaufman there, there. We are looking at some very heavy rain. So again, there's the flash flood warning. It goes until 12:30. We'll zoom in on that area close to Rockwall, heading right out I-30 from Rockwall down to Heath. You're going to have some very heavy rain, and then that's stretching down to Forney along US 80 there. You can see some very heavy rain coming down near Forney, stretching over toward Terrell, and a little farther south, getting on the other side of I-20, just south of there along US 175, looking at some very heavy rain. So again, this is a flash flood warning for portions of Dallas, Kaufman, and Rockwall counties. This goes until 12:30. So that's the area that we'll be watching here over the next few hours for some very heavy rain as we continue to zoom out, even getting into the southern portions of Collin County there, looking at some showers, some embedded thunderstorms there, and some light rain up along the Red River. So this cluster of thunderstorms that we just talked about, highlighting the flash flood warning, will continue to drift off to the west and northwest here over the next couple of hours or so. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Elsewhere around, we are rain free. But that's the view from the Trend Tower camera in Rockwall. Once again, kind of hard to see. The rain is coming down pretty heavy, as you just saw there on radar in Rockwall, and those low clouds hanging over Cedar Hill as well. Now we'll keep the coverage with the showers and storms today, really at about 40%, but some of the rain already has been locally heavy. That trend will continue, and you see those chances for the showers and storms continue right through Sunday. All right, Aaron, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Summer fun means partying at the pool and boating on the lakes, but before you make a splash, it's important to remember water safety. So Paige is live at Joe Pool Lake with some important reminders for us all. Hello again, Paige.
Hey, good morning to you and good morning, Texas. Again, one thing I want you to do today, if you don't already have one of these first aid kits, these should be items that are in your car, in your home, certainly on your boat. And if you have a pool, that's even more important. We're going to be talking again about safety, water safety, both at the lake or in the swimming pool. I am in the dive team bus. This is a special bus that's here at Joe Pool Lake in Grand Prairie. This is something that's wonderful, a resource that exists for boaters on the lake. Once again, this is Joe Harvey. He is the Chief Battalion Officer for Grand Prairie. Good morning to you again.
Good morning.
So we're talking about safety features, but this is really cool. Tell me about this dive team bus.
Yeah, this is a special apparatus. It's a fire truck that we basically use as a rolling toolbox for dive or water rescue emergencies.
I think it's wonderful.
We keep all our stuff.
You keep all of your stuff here, and it's wonderful also, specifically for Joe Pool Lake. One of the things that makes it unique, a safety feature that you have, is that you've got dive teams that are available on the shore. Tell me more about that.
Sure, 24/7 we staff the department with public safety divers, but especially on weekends, we're one of the only lakes to staff the lake surface with 4 divers every weekend.
It's so important to have that. And as summer continues, also with the holidays that are coming up, 4th of July, those incidences, I want to remind people the statistics. We're talking over 350 deaths in Texas. This is something that's completely preventable, but it's stuff that's important that you are keeping in mind when it comes to water safety. So in addition to having, you have these staffed divers that are on the shore, you have the dive team bus available to help, but on the lake itself, you have markers that are available, because one of the first things that the 911 dispatcher is going to ask is, what's your location? It's important that you know that, and Joe Pool Lake will help you out.
Yeah, all of the municipal parks have signs every so many feet apart. So pay attention to those signs, know where you are. They'll be LC1, LC2, and then give that information to the dispatcher when you have an emergency.
Yeah, once again, when you're going out into the boat, it's important that you pay attention to that. There's sounds that you hear. It sounds like a firehouse, doesn't it? Which is where we are right now. Another cool aspect about being here, and also just a constant reminder of putting safety first. So we've talked a lot about safety on the lake. Let's now switch gears and talk a little bit about safety at the pool. So many of us are going to be out, and it's an incident where, drowning is the #1 cause of death for children 4 and under. It's an issue that also pertains for adults. We have a graphic on our screen that we're going to show you that shows some key safety tips that you need to keep in mind when you're at a pool. First of all, once again, designate a water watcher.
Yeah, supervision is key. Parents must watch children anytime they're in or around the pool.
So you definitely need somebody to serve kind of as that lifeguard. That is designated to serve as the person who's not drinking, who is available to watch and observe to make sure that everybody's safe. Also, no running or rough play. That can cause some serious accidents.
Sure, as fun as it may be, it is dangerous, yes.
We've also talked about swimming sober, how important that is. Avoid the alcohol at all costs. Alcohol and water, they don't mix,
Do not mix.
in really any kind of setting. Also invest in safety equipment. That's important when it comes to pulling people out of a pool, and also make sure that your boat if you're at the lake has all that safety equipment. And then the last thing is, you say it's important that everybody learns CPR.
Absolutely. It's critical. It's a link in the chain of survival.
All right. Well, this has been great safety tips. We thank you so much.
Happy.
We appreciate keeping us safe this summer. For more information, you can check out their website on the screen. I appreciate your help.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll send it back inside to you, Erin.
All right, thanks so much, Paige. Roses, daisies, and oh so floral. Tomorrow on GMT, the pieces you can add to your wardrobe for that floral pop. Plus, we're kicking off Pride Month live from Barry's Gym to share more on the United We Berries Challenge. And we're giving you a preview of the Choctaw Cover to Cover Music Festival happening at Clyde Warren Park this weekend. That's all on tomorrow's show, but don't go anywhere because there's so much more GMT after the break. We've all seen the headlines. Gold prices are hitting record highs, but for most of us, that gold isn't in a bank vault. It's sitting in a jewelry box, broken or forgotten. So today, we're talking to Weston O'Neill from Gold Adam, a service that's changing how we turn that gold into an actual reality. Welcome to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So glad to have you. So gold prices are getting all of the attention right now. Tell me, why is this a really good moment to look back through that jewelry box?
Right, yeah. People have gold that they're not using right now. Right now would be the perfect time to sell, especially why gold is so high. It may be a broken chain or an earring to a pair. I mean, if you look here, I have gold that I would pay $4,000 for.
Yeah.
2 years ago, this would have been $2,200. 10 years, $1,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So it consistently grows. So you want to make sure we're leaning in, because you're right. It is easy if something breaks to just discard it to the side, but
sure.
It still has value, and that's what's important. Gold Adam offers the experience of a professional gold shop, but in a more convenient way. So how does the local service actually work?
Awesome. So it's simple. You just go to goldadam.com, you enter in your zip code, and you create a booking for a place that's close to you. You'll be greeted by a Gold Adam expert. He'll welcome you in, and you present your gold. There's no obligation to sell. The whole process is really straightforward.
Yes. Okay, so it's all about getting the conversation started, it sounds like. Bringing it in, see what you have, what it's actually worth, and then building from there. But you know what? I like this because this puts a little bit of extra money in your pocket. And right now, we could all use that now. So what actually happens when someone brings their gold in for an evaluation? Should we be looking for certain things at home before we bring it in, or is it all up to the expert?
I mean, people don't expect that how valuable their gold is at home, right? And so it could be a broken chain, right? So whenever they bring it in, everything is done right in front of you. So we evaluate the whole thing from testing through through weighing it, and then you choose to sell. And then we pay the right price for your gold.
Very good.
We handle all the documentation, so it's done professionally and properly. And then we wire you the money. There's no cash handling. And we email you a receipt.
So it sounds pretty easy, the process overall. My goodness, the hardest part probably is figuring out what you want to bring up there. And so tell me, if someone wants to book an appointment, you just said it, no pressure. Are they expected to sell?
No, not at all. The booking is free, the evaluation is free. There's no obligation to sell.
Okay, so it really is that easy, no pressure at all. Even the evaluation is free, which you don't hear of that often, which is incredible. How have customers responded to Gold Adam? What has the experience been like? And how can people get started today if they like what they hear?
You know, customers have been both surprised by the amount, the price that they are getting for their gold, but also for the experience. We have a Trustpilot rating of 4.8 out of 5. And it's important to know is that I come to you, right? So we bring the convenience of a private appointment at a place familiar to you.
Oh, I like that indeed. Okay, so you're making it easy and easier. You guys, this is incredible. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it,
Giving us
Erin.
the knowledge that we need to maybe handle our jewelry in a different way if we're not necessarily wearing it anymore.
100%.
We appreciate you so much, and get the right price for your gold. You can book a private appointment near you at goldadam.com. Thank you again, Weston, for being here.
Thank you so much.
IKEA fans, get excited. A brand new IKEA store has opened in Rockwall, but before the grand opening, Paige stopped by the Frisco location to learn so much more.
Today is a special day. We are celebrating the opening of a brand new IKEA in Rockwall. Now, while that IKEA is still under construction, good news is that we are here at the IKEA in Frisco. It'll be a different store in Rockwall, but it'll still have the same inspiration and design. I'm excited to introduce you to Ben Sandoval to tell us more. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. This is exciting. We're really looking forward to the grand opening of the Rockwall location. But let's talk about the IKEA experience. For people who have never been to an IKEA, what can they expect?
They can absolutely expect a great time when they come to our stores. At IKEA, we have a vision to create a better everyday life for the many people. So one of the ways that we do that is making sure we have solutions for everyone. So whether you're living in a small space, maybe you're living with children, maybe you're just trying to organize your living, or you have a business, we have a solution for you.
All right, for those in Rockwall and the surrounding areas, what can they expect with the opening of that new store?
Yeah, they can expect to get inspired for every room in their house. What they'll be able to find are all of our top sellers. We'll have over 7,000 articles that they can view throughout the shopping experience, and over 5,000 of those they can pick up the same day and take them home within that day.
Well, this is going to be the first ground up store that you have done since 2019. So there's got to be a lot of energy, a lot of excitement surrounding this new facility.
There really is. You know, at IKEA, we have three main focuses. One's around affordability, accessibility, and sustainability. And this new location, not only does it have a lot of new sustainable initiatives that we're focused on, but it also provides our customers accessibility so they don't have to drive all the way to IKEA Frisco, IKEA Grand Prairie, or our new IKEA University Park location downtown.
All right, let's also talk about where we're standing right now. I feel like I've been transformed into a fantastic kitchen. You have so many different kitchen models. Is there anything about this particular kitchen that stands out?
Yeah, I think one of the great things about our kitchens is the functionality of them. They are very, very tailored to making sure that your space is highly functional, and our kitchens come with a 25-year warranty.
That's a long time, and that gives you a lot of peace of mind when you're making an investment. You also have a specialty that people may not be as aware of, and that involves closets. You've got lots of solutions that in some cases are a fraction of the cost of other competitors out there.
Yeah, that's our IKEA PAX family. So if you're looking for closet solutions, those frames come with a 10-year warranty, and you can actually break them down and customize them right here in the store with a planner. We'll help you customize it exactly to your space. So whether you need it for your closet, for your business, or for another area of the home, we've got coworkers right here ready to help you design it up.
And every room in the house is replicated in the showroom. You can really get the inspiration and see how it'll fit into your home. But one other question I have, what about the meatballs, the Swedish meatballs?
Swedish meatballs. You know, funny you ask. We actually have some here for you.
Oh, I cannot wait to sample some. This is the thing I've been looking forward to the most. But in addition to being really inspired, I'm going to take a little sample of these, and I'm going to let you tell us more about the grand opening of the store in Rockwall.
Yep, grand opening is coming soon. We are still not quite ready to announce our grand opening date, but you'll see it come out very shortly. We'll have activities going on, giveaways, and a great new experience that you won't find anywhere else other than Rockwall today.
If the meatballs are any indication of what you will experience here at IKEA, I'll tell you, it'll be exceptional. Ben, this has been fun and it's been delicious. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The new IKEA is located on I-30 in Rockwall, and for more information, call 888-888-4532 or go to IKEA.com. We'll be right back.
Wardrobe for our hosts is sponsored by Dillard's at North Park Center.
Ready for a Texas-sized Pride celebration? The world-famous Turtle Creek Corral presents Pride as Big as Texas, a Pride concert celebrating our community, our allies, and the spirit of Texas. This concert features the music of Texas legends like Beyonce, Willie Nelson, and Casey Musgraves, alongside powerful Corral favorites by Texas writers and composers. And we're talking big voices, big love, and big Texas energy. Y'all means all, and the Turtle Creek Corral believes Pride is a song that everyone everybody deserves to sing. And if there's one thing Texans know how to do, it's to show up loud and proud. And it's all happening June 1st at the Morton H. Meyerson Symphony Center, with additional performances across Dallas-Fort Worth for Trinity Pride and Tyler. And you can get tickets at TurtleCreekCorral.com. But wait, you guys, there is so much more. We want you to join in on the fun, on us, of course. We're giving away 2 tickets to 2 winners for orchestra premium seats at the Pride as Biggest Texas concert, happening on June 1st at 7:30 p.m. You must be the 8th or 9th caller to win, and all you have to do is call 214-977-6008 or 888-446-8880. Good luck to you. My favorite type of viewer is the viewer who makes it to the end of the show. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good morning, Texas. I'll see you later.